Newcastle ace Jonjo Shelvey believes he's playing just as well as when he won last England cap. Jonjo Shelvey feels like he is playing at the peak of his powers as he continues to push his case for an England World Cup recall. The midfielder has not featured for the Three Lions since November 2015, 2 months before his £12 million move to Newcastle from Swansea. But Shelvey, who was overlooked for Gareth Southgate's squad last month, insists he is in the best form he has been in since he won the last of his 6 international caps. The Toon star, 26, scored his first Premier League goal in 2.5 years in Saturday's 2-1 win at Leicester. And asked if this was the best he has played for Newcastle, Shelvey replied, "I think so. I have that sharpness back to my game. When I first signed I had a few good games and a few poor games and I wasn't #27 fit enough to be honest. Last year in the Championship I played very well consistently throughout the season. But doing it out in the Premier League is the highest level you can do it at, so that #27's what I'm pleased about." Shelvey was brought to Newcastle by Steve McClaren but admits he chose to stay at the club following their relegation because Rafa Benitez was in charge. And he believes his decision has paid dividends as his game has improved under the Spaniard. Shelvey, who has 3 years left on his Toon deal, said, "Rafa signed me at Liverpool but I never actually got to work with him. When he first came to Newcastle, he chopped and changed and I found myself out of the team. But I went away that summer and got myself properly fit and came back with a totally different attitude in terms of trying to learn off him. It was a case of wanting to stay and get this club back to the Premier League because they paid a lot of money for me. It wanted to return the favor to this club and hopefully I can stay here for many years now." Shelvey's strike at Leicester was his first in the top flight for Newcastle and just his second of the season, after scoring in the FA Cup against Luton in January. It brought about his trademark glasses celebration, a joke about how he is the only one of his family that does not wear specs. And Shelvey admitted, "I should probably bring it out a lot more often than I do. I and #27 love to get forward and score more goals. But it doesn't and #27 matter who scores the goals. The main thing is getting this club back to where it belongs." Helped by Shelvey's recent displays, Newcastle have climbed up to 10th in the table and are now all but safe. The Toon host Arsenal on Sunday and Shelvey is confident they can make it 4 home wins on the spin. He added, "We've beaten Manchester United at home and we will be looking to beat Arsenal at home. We will have 52,000 fans supporting us throughout the game and we will use that to our advantage and try and win the game. The manager has a game plan for every game, he studies us in detail and it has paid off for us this season. This year was about staying up and getting that Premier League status back. We are still not done, we and #27 got to keep going. But once we and #27 achieved that, I think next year will be a lot better." On current form, Jonjo Shelvey deserves a place on England's plane to Russia. The Three Lions are crying out for central midfielders, as proved by the call-ups for Jake Livermore and Lewis Cook last month. And Gareth Southgate does not have any other player who can pass the ball like the Newcastle star. It appears Shelvey is actually being overlooked because he is publicly perceived as a moody hothead. But he has not even been booked in the Premier League since December. He has matured since working with a psychologist and is a popular member of Newcastle's dressing room. Toon Rafa Benitez believes Shelvey would thrive around better players and with the short-term focus of the World Cup. And it is hoped Southgate listens to the Spaniard. It will be England's loss if he does not.